Did you know the average person is only truly productive for less than 3 hours a day? Incredible, isn't it? We have 8 or even 10 hours at the workplace, but most of that time just slips through our fingers like sand. So, where did the other 5 precious hours disappear to? They were devoured by invisible time thieves, by procrastination, and by an enemy few people recognize, the very way we think about time. Today, I'm not just going to give you a few time management tips. I'm going to shatter the imaginary hourglass that's holding you captive. Together, we're going to start a revolution in your thinking so you don't just save time, you multiply it many times over. This isn't just empty theory. These are the secrets I've forged, paid for with thousands of hours of work, and they have completely changed my life. Get ready, because after this video, you'll never look at your 24 hours the same way again. Iron rule number 1, stop managing time. Start mastering your energy. This is the fatal mistake that 99% of us make. We constantly complain, I don't have time. But what's the truth? You don't have a time problem. You have an energy problem. Imagine you have the latest Ferrari, but a limited tank of gas. Would you drive it like a maniac, flooring it right out of the driveway, only to run out of gas halfway and have to walk? Or would you plan your journey, knowing when to accelerate, when to slow down, and when to stop and refuel? Your day is just like that car. Your energy is the fuel. So many of us try to do tasks that require creativity and deep thinking at 3 p.m. when our energy is already depleted after a long day. That's no different than trying to start a car that's completely out of gas. So, what's the solution? Become a scientist of yourself. For the next few days, try to track your energy levels at different times. You'll start to notice your green zones, those golden hours when you feel full of energy, sharp, and most focused. For me, that's between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. This is when I tackle my most difficult tasks, the ones that demand peak creativity and thinking, like writing the scripts for these videos. And then there are the red zones, usually after lunch or late in the afternoon. During these times, I only do repetitive tasks that don't require much brain power, like answering emails, organizing files, or planning for the week ahead. Stop forcing yourself to be productive 24/7. It's impossible. Instead, schedule your most important tasks for your green zones, and use the red zones to rest, recharge, or do light work. When you master your energy flow, you'll find that you get more done in your 3-hour green zone than in 8 hours of sluggish, exhausting work. The 5-minute rule, the procrastination destroyer. Do you ever look at a big task and just feel paralyzed? Write a 20-page report. Clean the entire house. Study a new chapter. Just thinking about it is daunting, so you pick up your phone to scroll through social media, just for 5 minutes. And then those 5 minutes turn into an hour. This is where the 5-minute rule comes in as a savior. This rule has 2 extraordinary powers. First power, whatever it is, just start it for 5 minutes. Instead of saying, I have to finish this report, tell yourself, I'm just going to open the Word document and write an outline for 5 minutes. Instead of, I have to clean the whole house, say, I'm just going to clean my desk for 5 minutes. Something magical will happen. Getting started is the biggest hurdle. Once you overcome that initial inertia, it's like pushing a big boulder. It starts to roll on its own. 9 times out of 10, after the 5 minutes are up, you'll find you have momentum and you'll want to keep going. This rule tricks your brain, turning a giant mountain into a small pebble that's easy to pick up. Second power, make use of dead time. Waiting for the elevator? That's 1 minute. Waiting for a cup of coffee to brew? 3 minutes. Sitting in the car waiting for a friend? 10 minutes. Most of us waste these small pockets of time by mindlessly scrolling on our phones. But a master of time turns them into golden opportunities. Prepare a list of mobile tasks. Small things that can be done in under 5 minutes with just your phone or your brain. Reply to an important message. Jot down a new idea. Read a page of a book. Plan your next 3 to-do items. Listen to a short segment of a podcast. It might sound trivial, but let's do the math. If you utilize 10 of these 3-minute windows every day, you've just gained an extra 30 minutes of productive time. That's 15 hours a month, and 180 hours a year. That's more than a full work week that you've created out of thin air. If you're feeling fired up by these first 2 principles, well, that was just the warm-up. Hit that like button and subscribe to VinhPeak right now. Turn on notifications because what's coming next will reshape the way you work even more powerfully. The Leader's Playbook. Batching. Our brains are not designed to multitask. Every time you switch from one task to another, from writing to answering a message, then back to designing an image, you're forcing your brain to reboot. This transition process, even if it only takes a few seconds, consumes a huge amount of mental energy and drastically reduces your performance. It's called context switching cost. So, what do the world's most effective people do? They don't do more things. They work smarter by batching their tasks. Imagine you're a chef in a 5-star restaurant. You wouldn't start cooking the soup, then run off to wash a single plate, then come back to chop 1 onion, right? No. You would spend the first block of time preparing all your ingredients. chopping vegetables, marinating meat, simmering broth. Only then would you begin the actual cooking process. Your work should be the same. Instead of jumping between random tasks, group similar tasks together and tackle them all in one go. Creative days versus logic days. Try structuring your week. Monday could be for logical tasks, answering all emails, attending meetings, analyzing data, planning. Tuesday could be for creative tasks, writing, designing, brainstorming new ideas, filming videos. By doing this, you allow your brain to sink deep into a single mode, reaching that flow state without interruption. The admin block. Set aside a fixed hour each day, say from 4 to 5 p.m., to handle all your small administrative tasks. Throughout the day, if a similar task comes up, write it down and wait until that dedicated time block to deal with it. Personal life batching. Instead of going grocery shopping every day, make a list and go once for the whole week. Instead of cooking a new meal every night, spend Sunday afternoon prepping meals for the next 3-4 days. When you apply this method, you will eliminate hundreds of mental reboots every day. You'll work deeper, be more focused, and the quality of your work will be so much better. Make your environment your ally, not your enemy. Have you ever wondered why you unconsciously pick up your phone and start scrolling, even when you didn't intend to? It's because it's always within arm's reach. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, said it perfectly. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And your environment is one of the most important parts of that system. Instead of relying on willpower and discipline, which are fragile and finite, design your living and working environment to make good habits obvious and bad habits difficult. Here are a few real-world examples. Want to read more books? Don't just set the goal, place a book right on your pillow. When you get into bed, the first thing you see is the book, not your phone. Want to drink enough water? Always keep a large water bottle right on your desk, in your line of sight. Want to limit social media scrolling? Delete the app from your home screen. Hide it deep inside a folder. Or even better, leave your phone in another room when you need to focus. That friction of having to get up and walk to another room is often enough to make you ask, do I really need it right now? Want to go to the gym consistently? Pack your gym bag the night before and place it right by the front door. The next morning, all you have to do is grab it and go. Turn your own laziness into a weapon. We as humans always tend to follow the path of least resistance, so create easy paths that lead to good habits and build walls in front of the bad ones. Just one small change in your environment can have a massive impact on your behavior, saving you hours every week without using an ounce of willpower. One conquest a day, not a to-do list. Do you feel overwhelmed when you look at your long, endless to-do list? Sometimes we complete 10 small tasks in a day, but still feel like a failure at the end of it, because the most important thing was never even touched. Throw that endless list away. Instead, adopt a simple but incredibly powerful strategy. Every day, choose just one most important thing. Ask yourself every morning, if I could only accomplish one thing today, what is the one thing that would make the biggest difference and move me closer to my goals? It could be finishing a crucial chapter of a project, making a decisive sales call, or spending an hour learning a new skill, but I want you to take it to the next level. Don't call it the most important task. That sounds dry and boring. Call it today's adventure. How you name something completely changes how you feel about it. A task sounds like a burden, but an adventure or a conquest evokes excitement, curiosity, and joy. Once you've identified your conquest, make it your priority to do it first, ideally during your energy green zone. Everything else that day is just a side quest. If you complete that one conquest, your day is already a massive success. Imagine after 365 days, you've had 365 successful conquests. The power of this focus will create incredible momentum, taking you further than anyone who's trying to do 20 things a day without a clear priority. And if you've stayed with me this far through all of these strategies, then congratulations, you're no longer average. You are ready to become the architect of your own life. Before I reveal the final secret, a secret that will fundamentally change how you perceive time, if you've gotten real value from this video, make sure you've hit that subscribe button for VinhPeak and turned on the notification bell. Because every week, we're going to shatter old limits together and build the best version of yourself. The ultimate secret. You are the master, not the slave, of time. This is the most important thing I want you to remember. We often say, I don't have time to exercise. I don't have time to read. I don't have time for my family. Stop. That's a lie. The truth is, that is not a priority for me right now. When you say, I don't have time, you make yourself a victim, a passive person being pushed around by life. But when you say, it's not my priority, you are taking back your power. You are the one making the decisions. You are the master of your 24 hours a day. Your time is completely within your control. Even if you have a demanding boss or a packed schedule, You are still the one who chooses how to react, how to organize, and how to prioritize. Playing video games for 3 hours doesn't mean you do not have time for other things. It means you chose to spend those 3 hours on video games. And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as it's a conscious choice. The moment you realize this, everything changes. You'll stop blaming your circumstances. You'll start asking more powerful questions. What is truly important to me? Am I spending my time on those important things? If not, why? And what do I need to change? Time management isn't about cramming more tasks into a day. Time management is, in reality, self-management. It's the art of making deliberate choices, setting priorities wisely, and having the courage to say no to the things that don't serve your goals. So, you now have the most powerful weapons to conquer time. These aren't just habits. This is a new operating system for your life. Don't just watch this and forget it. Pick just one habit that resonates with you the most, and apply it starting tomorrow. Remember, big changes always start with small actions. You have all the power you need to design a life where you are the master of every second, every minute. Start your own revolution right now. And let me know in the comments below, which habit will you apply first? I'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.